Hi, Laura here and welcome to today's workout. Today we've got a beginner yoga workout. So if you've got a mat, grab a mat and then we're going to get started sitting on the floor. So we're going to go straight into it, sitting on the floor, legs crossed if that feels comfortable. And we're just going to relax your hands on your knees, close your eyes. We're going to take a couple of breaths here. So breathing in through your nose and then breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. One last time, breathing in, big breath in. And then breathing out. And open your eyes. Bring your right hand up and we're going to breathe in. And then lift up and over into a gentle side stretch, looking up into the eye of your elbow if that feels okay. Otherwise, you can look forwards or you can look down. Coming up, that hand's then going to come in front, other hand behind. You're going to breathe in, sit up nice and tall, and gently as you breathe out, let that shoulder at the back open up and a gentle spinal twist, thinking about being pulled up from your head, then look to the front and come round. Same thing on the other side, so bring your left arm up, breathe in, and then over. Make sure you keep that cheekbone on the floor, so your butt on the floor. Temptation is that we lift up as we lean over, so keep that on the floor. Hand coming down, hand comes in front, other hand comes behind. We're going to sit up nice and tall again. Big breath in, and as we breathe out, gently open up this shoulder and then turn to where it feels comfortable, and then look to the front and come round. We're going to put one hand to the side and over into front, and we're just going to come forwards. Sit here in this position. My hips and glutes are feeling quite tight, so that feels quite tight. We're then going to walk the hands to the front, so again you might be feeling kind of quite tight. Just take it to where it's comfortable. Use your breath, so breathing in, breathing out, and that will help you when these poses get challenging. And then hands to the other side. And then sitting up, we're going to drop the ear to your shoulder. And then if you want a little bit more, you can gently place your hand on top. And then we're going to change our eye gaze, so we're looking down, and you're going to push the back of your head into your hand, and you're going to feel that stretch change. And then come to the other side, so just let that ear drop. Temptation is for the shoulders to come up, but it's the other way around. Ear needs to come down to your shoulder. And then the option to place your hand, just be careful that you don't put too much pressure and overdo it, especially as we're just warming up. And then you're going to look down at your, more towards the to the knee, to the floor. But as I'm looking down, I'm then going to push back, so I'm pushing back with my head into my hand, and that's going to change that stretch. And then coming up, give your shoulders a circle, so we're going to take them up to your ears, all the way back, and then bring them forwards. We're going to do half neck circles, so we're going to come down and then round, down and round. You can do a full one, and then the other way, and then back to centre. Push your hands down to the floor and then bring them up. Draw those shoulders back so they're not coming forwards. And then abs pulled in, let those hands come up. Just taking it to where it's comfortable, trying to keep the arms straight. You're quite tight, this will be quite challenging. I always find this really challenging, but a really good pose. And then coming down. So we're now going to go onto all fours into tabletop pose. So coming round into position. So onto all fours, abs are pulled in. We're going to do cat and cow. So breathing in, lengthening your chest away from your butt and then opening up and then curling one vertebrae at a time, and again lengthen. So really focus on that length first before you focus on arching. Open up that chest, curling up, back to neutral, abs are pulled in, so belly button drawn into your spine. You're going to take one leg back and any other hand forwards. If that's too much, you can pick a hand, so you can get rid of the hand or get rid of the leg, so pick which you prefer. Option to stay here, otherwise we're going to progress, and if you've done any of my other videos you'll recognise this pose. My hands really reaching one way, feet are really reaching the other way, really lengthening and extending, and then foot and hand back to the floor, other leg back, other hand forwards. Remember, option to stay here, otherwise progress it by hand, so the arm coming in line with your ear, leg parallel, reaching up, hand reaching one way, foot reaching the other way, really lengthen, and then foot and hand come down, and then you might want to kind of have a little wiggle and the other way. And then from here you're going to take one foot back, abs are pulled in, tails sort of tucked under, other leg into position, so we're in plank. Couple of breaths here, and then we're going to lean forwards a little bit, take the weight forward, and then come down to the floor. Tops of your feet come onto the floor, shoulders back, shoulders drawn down, breathing in, lengthen, and then coming down. Knees can stay on the floor for the first time as we push up, hands into position, and we're going to go into downward dog. So tails up, keep the legs bent to start with, and we've got ears in line with your biceps, pushing that tail up to the ceiling, pushing through, driving through with those arms, and then when that feels okay, try and straighten the legs, and equally try and get the heels to the floor. If you want to modify it, make it a bit easier, go a little bit wider, and then we're going to pedal our feet. So we're going to do one foot and then the other foot, and again and again. Bend the legs, look forwards, and we're going to step in, so walk those feet coming in. We're going to do a flat back, big breath, forward fold, and breathe in, breathe out, palms face forwards, breathe in, grab one elbow, we're going to lift up and over, back to the centre, grab the other elbow, lift up and over, back to middle, arms coming down, breathe in, and then abs pulled in, forward fold, so we're diving down, hands on shins, flat back, so my butt is, I'm trying to butt one way, chest the other way, really lengthen that spine, forward fold, bend the knees a little bit so you can get an extra range in this position. Hands come onto the floor, you're going to step back into plank, weight slightly further forwards, down to the floor, cobra, downward dog, and then from here you're going to take your back foot up in the air, and then you're going to bring it forwards, nose towards your knees, engage that core, take it back up into the air, single leg downward dog. This time knee comes across to the opposite elbow, hold that, take it back up, bring it forwards again, this time to the same elbow, round to the side, try and get it above that elbow joint, so closer to your triceps, leg up in the air, and then we're going to bring it forwards into runner's lunge, knee behind your big toe, and then we're going to drop that knee to the floor, let the top of your foot relax on the floor, and then come up, and then from here take those arms up, palms to face, shoulders relax down. This is a really nice one to help relax the traps. So here, leaning forwards, feeling that stretch in my hip flexor. And then we're going to take the weight back. So this leg is straight, and you're going to feel this in the back of your leg. And also we're going to get some movement and mobility back. So we're going to change and move that leg. We're going to come forwards again. This time, back foot is going to come off the floor, and you're going to grab with the same hand. If you can't reach the foot, you've got an option to use your leggings, trousers, or you can grab a strap or a band, a towel, put it around your leg, use the towel. Otherwise, use your hand. And then option if you want a little bit more, so option stay here. If you want to progress it, you can use two hands, so both hands come round. Okay, we are then going to straighten this back leg. Tips of your fingers touching the floor. Option stay here. Otherwise progress. We're going to come all the way up into one of my favourite poses, Crescent Pose. Hands are facing, shoulders are dropped. Slide that back leg back in a bit if you can. Front knee behind your big toe. And if you can get on down and go a little bit lower, then that's fine. Take the hands out and then bring them up. Take them down to the mat. We're going to take the leg back, so we're back into plank. Weight slightly further forwards, coming down to the floor. Shoulders are back into cobra, or you can take this into upwards dog. Downward dog. This time you're going to take your front foot up in the air, so we've got a single leg downward dog. We're going to bring it forward, nose towards your knee. Hold it here for a couple of seconds. Keep breathing. Take it back. Take it across. Again, a couple of seconds here. Don't hold your breath. Leg back up and then round to the side. So try and get this knee above your elbow joint, so closest to your triceps. Leg goes back, and then you're going to bring it forwards. Take it to this pose for a second. Hands are on the floor. Hold it here, and then we're going to drop that knee to the floor. Top of your foot can relax, and we're going to come up. So hands are facing, leaning forward, so you're going to feel that stretch here in that hip flexor. Take a couple of breaths here. So really important that when you get challenged, that you don't hold your breath, actually use your breath to make some of these poses a bit more easier. So focus on that breathing. And then we're going to take the weight back. Front leg is going to stay straight. We're going to come up onto the heel of this foot. We're going to rotate a little bit so we can get some movement in the hip. And then we're going to come forward again. Option to stay here, otherwise try and grab that back leg. So you can grab with your hand, you could grab the trousers, use a strap like I was saying last time, or option is you can lie on your tummy and grab your leg if you struggle with this movement. And then if you want to progress this a little bit more, then grab with both hands. Okay, let that foot come down to the floor. Hands are here, tuck that back toe under. We're going to come up onto your fingertips, and then engage your abs and come all the way up into crescent. Couple of breaths here. And then hands are going to come back down to the mat. We go down to the floor. Big breath in. Downward dog. Bend the knees, look forwards and step in. Flat back. Forward fold. Breathe in and come up. Okay, so we're going to do this. Go into crescent one more time. So palms forwards, breathe in. Option here, keep your abs engaged and you can do a little back bend, otherwise miss out the back bend and we'll dive down to the floor, flat back, forward fold, hands on the mat, legs go back, cobra, downward dog, take that back leg up, bring it forwards, knees to nose, hold that, step it forwards, and then come up into crescent, couple of breaths here, big smile on face, and then put that back foot down onto the floor, 45 degrees, make sure your little toe is in contact with the floor, and we're going to hold warrior one for a couple of breaths. And then open it up into warrior two. So this time the foot can be more parallel, turning out from the hip, make sure that knee is back, arms looking along that middle finger, couple of breaths here, and then we're going to windmill down to the floor, leg comes back, chest down to the floor, and then downward dog, other leg comes up this time, so front leg up, bring it forwards, nose towards your knee, engage that core, step it forwards, come up into crescent, couple of breaths here, give me a big smile, and then back foot comes down to the floor, 45 degrees, little toe in contact with the floor, pulling up through that instep, square hips, front knees bent, hands up, so we're in warrior one here, and then opening up into warrior two, looking along that front arm, middle finger of that front arm, couple of breaths here, and then windmill down to the floor, breathing in, downward dog, bend the knees, eyes forwards, step forwards, feet together, ankles together, knees together, bend your legs, touching the floor with your fingertips, and then we're going to come up into chair pose, abs are pulled in. If this is painful on your lower back, come up higher, shouldn't ever be painful on your lower back. Chances are if it is, you're not engaging your abs. So chair, if you're used to chair and it feels good, sink a little bit lower, thumbs are back, and then stand up, come down into mountain pose. Okay, so I'm going to turn and face you guys now. We're going to do a tiny little bit of balance, see how this goes. So foot comes up, we're going to turn, and then option to stay here. If you want to progress it, you can come here, or to progress it even more, you can bring it into your thigh. Just make sure you don't have it on your kneecap. So I'm going to go for my shin, because I find that if I bring it here, especially depending on what leggings I'm wearing, it slips and I don't want it on my kneecap. So here, I'm going to try and turn out, abs are pulled in, focusing on my breath, balancing on that one leg. So option, hands are here, or you can have tree branches so hands can come up. Couple of breaths, holding this tree pose. If you're wobbling, that's fine. And if you have to, if you fall over or you have to come out of the pose and then come back in, that's fine. And then coming down, shake it out. Same thing on the other side. So foot comes up, turn it out. So options, stay on the floor or pick the leg up. And then you can actually also do it with your hands on your hips here. You can be in prayer pose, or grow your tree branches and extend your arms. And just enjoy this pose. If you are wobbling, that's fine. The whole point of this, it's meant to be challenging your balance. So it's a good thing if you are wobbling because it's challenging you. And you'll be surprised if you practice this, how much better at it you will become. Okay, coming down. Circle those shoulders. We're going to do another one. Gonna bring your front arm up, front leg up. Sorry, front arm up, front leg. And we're going to lift the leg up, grab on the inside. Opposite hand is forwards. And then into dancer's pose. Take it to where feels comfortable. This one is very challenging on your balance. And then come out of it when you're ready. Shake it out. Now you're going to grab your back leg, but I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see better on this side. So we're going to go for the other leg. So have that one off the floor, hand up. Other hand is forwards. We're going to grab on the inside. So you're not grabbing your little toe, grabbing by your big toe. Here, inside of your foot. Start with your knees together. And then you can even just stay in this pose, to be honest. Otherwise, progress it. So I'm leaning forwards a little bit, lifting my back leg up. And then time. Okay. So another one, we are gonna give yourself a big cuddle. So grab around the back of your shoulders. The bottom hand is gonna come up, other hand is gonna come up. See if you can get your fingertips to match. Doesn't worry if they can't, just to where's comfortable. And then from here, lift your elbows up, lift them up and away. So you can stay here, and if you want to progress this, you can take the leg off the floor and bend it round, which is challenging. And then change. So remember which arm was underneath. Now we're going to take the other arm underneath. That hand's going to come up, other hand's going to come up. Going to try and get the fingertips to meet. And then lift the elbows up, pull them away. So you're going to feel this in the back of your shoulders. So here, it's a really good stretch, but don't force it, don't overdo it. Just take it to where it's comfortable. And then if you want a little bit more, take the other foot off the floor this time, wrap it around your leg, sink down. I'm wobbling all over the place, and that's fine. Okay, coming up, shoulder circles. Feet are going to be wide this time, and we're going to start by putting the fingers facing downwards, palms into the middle of your back, and then opening up your chest, trying to see if you can get your elbows to meet. This is really going to open up your chest. And then we're going to progress it by interlocking your hands at the back and then pulling them away from your butt. And then staying in this position, if it feels okay, we're going to come forwards. Taking the arms up. I'm really tight here, so you guys might be able to get a lot higher, get a bigger range of movement. And then hands, drop your hands to the floor. And then hands, fingertips on the floor. We're going to do flat back, pulling out, and then relaxing your head down. Let that neck go. We're going to turn the feet out and come into a horse stance. So start from here. So feet are about 45 degrees. We're going to come up, hands out, and hold this. You're going to feel this burning your legs. Feel it really working here. You're going to hold it. And then stand up, bring those feet in. One hand's going to come behind your back, the other hand you grab your wrist, and you're going to drop that ear to your shoulder and look up to the ceiling if that feels okay. That'll change the stretch a little bit. And then eyes to the floor, down to the middle, coming up, circle those shoulders. Then the other hand is going to come behind, grab your wrist, and then drop that ear to your shoulder, looking up. And then down, and then gentle neck circles one way and the other way. And then last one, interlock your hands, palms down, like what we did at the beginning, shoulders back. We're going to come up to the middle, let those shoulders come back, and then we're going to bring them forwards, keeping the arms straight, keeping the abs pulled in, tails tucked under. So what you don't want to do is let your rib cage flare up, so you start doing this. So this all stays tucked in and you'll feel that position. So it's better to kind of hang fire and be here than to kind of take it up but let your ribs flare out. Okay, and we are done. I hope you enjoyed that. It's a nice, gentle beginner yoga session for you. Let me know what you thought. Like, comment, share, tag somebody in, challenge them to do the workout. If you're following me on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook as well. Let me know what other workouts you would like me to do for you, and go and have a fantastic day, fantastic evening, whatever you are up to. And I will see you soon with some more workouts. Take care. Bye.